Hey there guys, BlackPanthaa here and welcome to another video, and I've got some awesome news for you that own Xbox 360s and not next generation consoles and want to play The Crew, because The Crew has been announced for the Xbox 360 alongside the PS4, Xbox One and PC releases this November, which is awesome news for those people that are going to be able to pick up the game, which is freaking awesome because it's such a great game and I want so many people to experience it. And it's now on the, the second best, no, I think it's the third best selling platform of the last gen, but there's over 80 million people now added onto the list of people that are going to be able to play this game, because if you look at it, the install base of the PS4 only just hit 10 million. The Xbox One is like, I think it's 7 million, is it? I'm not 100% sure. The PC games on PC don't usually sell too well. I mean, some games do. The only game that's really sold amazingly well is Minecraft, but most AAA games only sell 1, 2 million, 3 million. And obviously because it's a racing game, it's quite niche. But now it's on 360, the sales on that are probably going to be much, much better than any platform than obviously the 360. Now, obviously, there's part of me that says it's a damn shame that the PS3 version is not going to exist at the same time. They haven't kind of said no chance of a PS3 version, no chance of a Wii U version. But it's kind of, I can understand if they wouldn't do that. And the reason they've given so far that the existence of the other two versions, why they don't exist, is because the Xbox 360 is actually easier to develop for. Now, if you follow the technology and follow console wars and all this, basically any time in the last generation, you'll know that the Xbox 360 was as close to PC tech as you would get in that kind of generation. The PlayStation 3 adopted with something that people call alien technology, because it was really, if you remember, the PS3 came out as like $600, which is a lot of damn money for a games console. And that console came out, and the reason they did that is because it had some kind of crazy, strange CPU that's supposed to, obviously do much better than the standard CPU that's inside the Xbox 360, which was proven later in the generation with The Last of Us and GTA having a better frame rate and better textures on the PlayStation 3. But it is more complicated to develop for. It's not a quick and easy port like it is next generation consoles, and it's not a quick and easy port like it is on the 360. It's harder than that. And the same with the Wii U. So it's kind of a shame, obviously, as a PlayStation guy. I mainly play on PlayStation. The whole generation of last generation, I was on PlayStation. So obviously, if I was still in a situation in where I couldn't get it because I'm on PlayStation 3, what I would suggest is, if you've got a PC, get it on there. If you've got a PS4, get it on there, Xbox One, whatever. But if you don't have, and you're wondering which route to take on which, if you should get the console or upgrade your PC or something, the thing I would suggest is for you at this moment in time to upgrade your PC, get a PS4, or get an Xbox 360 if you want the cheapest way to do it. Because if you think about it, if you never owned a 360, all you've got to do to get the 360 is pay about £50, because they're really, really cheap even on eBay now. And you can get the game, that's £100, and you obviously get your trial of Xbox Live for a month, I think it is, when you first sign up. So, you're sorted with The Crew quite cheaply if you want to go that route. But if you're waiting to save for the next generation, I would recommend doing that and not jumping and then going to the next generation after, because we all know that the next generation version, the PC versions, are going to be much better than the 360 version. And that's where my guess is the difference is going to be, mainly in how long it takes to, maybe the frame rate will be impacted on the 360 version, how long it takes to load textures, how many pop-ins are on the screen, so you see shadows pop in like I did on my footage because I was on low settings. That's basically my guess. It's basically, I'm guessing, going to be a dumbed down 720p 30 FPS port of the game from the PC version, because, well, that's how it is. But the main reason I wanted to make this video is not only to give you that news, but it's also to tell you that, if you remember quite a while back, they said that The Crew was being developed for PC, but in mind were ports for PS3, 360, and, well, whatever platform they were going to put it on for Nintendo. I don't know if they would. So it was going to be going on those three platforms, PC, PS3, and 360, but they said it outgrew the platform. And the reason it did that, and I want to kind of explain all the logic behind it and why they've now been able to go back to it, It's because when you're developing a game and you have the opportunity to be able to go on these next generation consoles only, these high-tech consoles that you think are going to sell amazingly well, and they don't sell as brilliantly as you expected, and you want your game to do better, you can put it on 360 and PS3 obviously, so that's one intention already there. And, you know, once you've actually developed the base game, you can then turn down the settings and just port it to consoles. And I mean, that's really how games worked throughout the whole last generation. They were made on PC, some of them on 360, say Watch Dogs. A lot of Ubisoft games were 360 to PC, but they're usually made on the PC and then ported down to the consoles to, you know, lower the settings, get them to run with those specific hardware in those consoles. And I guess that they've mainly gone down now because it would have been silly, really, if you think it's next generation only. Sales-wise, it would have impacted the profit the game made, especially when you think this game has been in development for about 6.5 years, which is a long bloody time for a game. So it kind of makes sense for them to obviously do this port. And as I said, if you're not sure which way to go, I would say if you're going to get a next generation console this Christmas, I'd wait till this Christmas. If you're going to get a PC this Christmas, wait till Christmas. But if you can't and you really, really want to play The Crew and you're probably not going to get a next generation console for a long time, then get it on the 360. But that's all I have to say on it. Obviously, I would much prefer there to be a PlayStation 3 version because there's 80 million consoles, more so than the Xbox 360 has sold. So it's kind of missing out a big number, but then again, it is a kind of a longer process to port to a PlayStation 3, so you never know if they do want to do it in the future or not, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. I was going to say ears peeled, but I don't know if that works. Anyway, before I start rambling, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Let me know if this is awesome news for you, because that means you can play The Crew on the 360. If you only have a PlayStation 3, you're going to pick up a next generation console. Do you have a next generation console for The Crew? Do you have a PC for The Crew? Or are you going to go out and get an Xbox 360 to play The Crew specifically? Keep in mind, if you get a 360, you can also play Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 on it in HD. How awesome! So you can just get a 360 for those two games and you are sorted for life, my friends. And obviously, you also get the port of Horizon 2, so having a 360 right now alongside your PS3 is probably one of the best things you can do as a racing guy. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Peace.